What do you imagine when I say the word love? What do you see? What do you feel? Sometimes I know it can be hard to answer questions like this, but since we were born into this world, we know of love, whether it comes from friends, family, romantic partners, or hearing about it a million times on the radio, or which two of your favorite celebrities are finally getting married. Love is all around us, really. Some of us even march for the right to love whoever we want. Love is strong. We fight for love. We live for love, and sometimes we even end up dying for love. Everyone loves something or someone. Of course, there are the romantic and hyper-emotional types that run into love and don't look back and fall with open and accepting arms. Then there are the more reserved, cautious types that looks to see if everything is safe, low risk of pain, low risk of heartbreak, then slowly walk welcoming back their old friend love. Then there are those who don't accept any at all. Don't be harsh on this type. I promise you, they have a soul and they will find love eventually. Love is powerful. Wherever you are on this vast spectrum, however, beginning, middle, end, or anywhere in variation, you know of love. And why is this? Because love is one of the most strong and significant forces in human nature, and the way one responds to it reveals great things about oneself. Think about some things in your life that you love that you barely think of being a revealing force. There's the love between family and how relationship shifts and grows as time goes on. Then, of course, the love between friends and family and how first interactions or first impressions have evolved since the bond has evolved with it. Lastly, the love and passion for adventure and how much you're willing to do to make that dream come true. Let's discuss some of these, shall we? I just want to fully make sure you understand. Firstly, family means various of things and does not necessarily mean your biological family. And when family changes, it does not mean that the love changes, yet the response to said change does tell a lot about how one sees themselves and how they perceive others. Liesel had to learn to love her new family after her mother gave her up. She was resistant at first, but then grew to love her new mama and papa. The baby steps she took towards trusting her family reveals that her love needs to be earned and that the people receiving it need to be worthy of it. She still remembered her mother and her brother, and that love did not alter. This was just a new family. Usually, trauma can lead to a more cautious type of person, a more cautious type of lover. Saul's case is very similar to Liesel's in that way. He is taken from his grandmother's dead arms and put into a residential school where he stays alone. The fear of getting close is too strong for him, showing here that he is cautious with his love. But something that completely counteracts this is when he is brought to Fred Kelly's family. This family is strong with trust, and he confided in them, shared passions with them, and shared traumas with them. Of course, yes, he still missed his family, his grandma, and that love did not change. This is a different kind of love and a different kind of family, again. He was able to open up after some time. That's really all it takes, isn't it? Time to be able to love again. He was able to open up. Anyone can. Family is very important to me. My mother taught me this. I've always felt supported by them, and they've always made sure that they've supported me. Not saying that we don't fight. Every family does. No one is perfect. But this relationship can't be broken by those fights. Family dinners are never dull. We FaceTime members that are out of the country just to join us. The pride of family can easily just be seen by walking around my house. We display pictures of each other's accomplishments. Every ledge is a photo, a memory. I've brought this into my other families as well. My non-biological ones, I mean. Covering my walls with the people that make me happy, the ones I'm proud to say that is my family. The love of a family not just reveals why and how a person loves the way they do, but what a family means to them. What's their definition, what they feel, and what they see. Secondly, the love between friends is so powerful due to the fact that we're all looking for someone to share life with. And since people change, impressions change with them, making the person you find at the end of this journey unexpected. Liesel changed her opinion on Rudy after letting her guard down in order to not be lonely. Liesel at first was ice cold to him and was telling him that If they were friends, it would hurt his reputation, and that she was leaving anyways, so the relationship between them would be all for naught. Liesel is cautious and selective about the people that come into her life. We know this already. But this also reveals that she's used to change in her life, and she doesn't want to get attached to anyone. She's just going to leave again. Of course, eventually Rudy breaks down these walls, and they become great friends, proving another time that Liesel decides when love comes into her life, and when she decides that it is worth it, she loves strongly and loyally. The same goes for Saul. He distanced himself in isolation from the other kids at school out of fear of making connection, but once these walls are down, he loves so strongly. Saul Indian Horse spends his time at school reading and doing the other tasks that the nuns tell him to do. And only until his first hockey team does he begin to connect with others. Once again, people familiar with this knows that he makes lots of friends on this journey, and the brotherly connection between them is beautiful. He is cautious, and it takes good reasons for him to connect because of the amount of change in his life. But the love suppressed inside him flows beautifully. I was a very sociable kid. I would make at least one new friend at the playground every time I went. I would introduce the kids I just met to another one that I just met, like I'd known them both my whole lives. Obviously, this grew less common as I grew up. I found it pretty hard making new friends as easily as I used to. It comes with growing up. Friendships tend to last longer this way. Instead of becoming best friends with someone you meet on the swings and never see them again, we have relationships that last years. I met one of my best friends in middle school through mutual friends, and I really didn't think that she liked me that much at first. We never hung out alone, and you could feel the weight of the air when we were. Somewhere along the way, we opened up and we started talking, and we haven't stopped since that day. It was not always easy making friends. People leave, people hurt, people die, people are rude. There are so many reasons someone might hesitate. But people can also stay. People can make you happy. People can be kind. And at one point, that second type of person will come into our lives and make us forget why we hesitate. And finally, a love that can make dull days bright with passion for adventure, depending how much you're willing to give yourself into it. Liesel was restricted to how she could take adventures. Her foster family was poor, and also, it was World War II, but that's besides the point. The adventures and the stories in her books took her away from all of it. Though reading wasn't always easy for her. She didn't know how to do very well, and she struggled with it. She fell behind. But when her papa offered to help her, she was dedicated and soon became an advanced reader. Liesel never gave up, and she opened her heart completely to it. She would make mistakes, but didn't matter. She was persistent. This revealed something new about Liesel. We knew our book thief as a cautious lover, but now we see her dive head first despite the possibility of failing. So much so that she even risked getting caught for stealing for her love. Much like Liesel, Saul found love for something in hard times that took time to master. Saul let hockey take hold of his mind and body even before he knew how to skate. He let this gift consume him, distract him. It is later revealed that it is due to his abuse that Saul buries himself in his love for hockey. Most of the time, love tries to heal deep wounds like this. Mothers leaving, family dying, people taking advantage of you even though you trusted them. This not only is shown in the books, but in everyday life. Countless stories of people getting shocking, life-altering news, but instead of falling into a deep hole of relentlessness and depression, they go out and look for the love and adventure. Then there are those that fell into the depressed state. But adventure and this love can still pull them out of the darkness. This is why love is so significant, important, and powerful. It helps us understand the complexity of life and the complexity of ourselves, really. It helps us look inside and know that we're not just mindless beings walking around. We have choices, and love helps with every choice that we make. Love is just as complicated, trust me. There are millions more ways to experience love than the ones I've answered, and in those millions of ways, people experience them differently. Every single one of us. So that is why someone like me might ask questions like, what do you imagine when I say the word love? And what do you feel? What do you see? To understand love fully is impossible. It's too big. It's in everything we do. It's in the floor. It's in the air. It's in ourselves. But we can share love with everyone. Any way you feel. If that's cautious, if that's completely diving in, it's your choice because it's your life. And it can change because people change.